Hello you guys, and welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad you're here to join us for another video. This week I thought we could do a little reading vlog slash realistic what I read in a week. Today is Monday, and I am just sitting on the couch. It's about 6:30, and I am picking up our book club book for the month, which is Smoke and Scar by Gretchen Powell Fox. So far, I'm really liking it. I'm about halfway through. I'm on chapter 27, about halfway through chapter 27. And I've been really enjoying it. I've been listening to a good bit of the audiobook whenever I do my pottery on Thursday afternoons, and I so far have been really enjoying it. I'm at the part right now where things are kind of starting to heat up, you know, like in a fantasy book where you have like exposition and like they kind of set up the plot and like nothing really happens, and then you kind of like get to the part where stuff starts going on. That's kind of where we're at right now, and I am really enjoying it. So that being said, I think I'm just gonna jump right in and start reading. This reading vlog is not gonna be as much like starting a book and finishing it necessarily, because like the book club book, for example, we will do our last week of that next week. So I actually am gonna have to stop. I don't know what chapter it is this week, but I'm gonna have to stop about 10 chapters from the end, so that way I can, like, you know, catch up with where all the girls are at. And I believe so. I believe that's, unless this is our last week. Hold on. Okay, yes. This week we're going to chapter 44. So I'm on chapter 27. I need to get to 44 by Thursday. So I'm going to be reading a little bit of this today. I currently am reading this. I also currently am reading Mile High, which I also have been enjoying. So I'm going to be reading that a little bit this week. I actually read that a little bit today at work, kind of, you know, on breaks and things like that. And then I also want to try and start Heavenly Bodies this week, which is my Bella's Book Babes book club book for the month. So that is, we're hopefully going to finish by the end of April. So I want to start that like no later than the 15th. I don't think it's going to take me a super long time to read it, but I definitely want to try to go ahead and dive in. So we'll just see what I'm reading this week. If we finish any books, obviously I'll let you know my thoughts and my ratings. But if we don't finish them in this vlog, then we will just like come back to it at the end of the month reading wrap up. But yeah, the goal of this video is really just to kind of show you how much I read in a week realistically. I am coming out of a little bit of a slump. I've definitely been doing better reading most days, but I mean, hey, there may even be a day this week we don't get around to reading, and that's just life, and that's just how it is. So I'm bringing you along with me to see what happens and experience it. You will be experiencing it as I'm experiencing it. So anyway, let's dive in. Okay guys, I am back with you. I am now in bed with Trevor. He's not listening to me. But anyway, I thought I'd just give you, do you want to say hello?
Hey guys.
Okay. I thought I'd give you a little update on where I'm at. I read a little bit before dinner of Smoke and Scar, which, like I said, is my book club book for the month with my like friends. And I read, I think, 3 chapters, about 30 pages of this. So I read for about a half hour, and now I am picking up Heavenly Bodies, and I'm gonna read a little bit of this. I went ahead and kind of like flipped through like the first couple of pages. So we have like our map, which looks really nice. And it looks like this is inspired by zodiac signs, which I did not know. I read the back of this a couple of weeks ago when I did our like bookish day video and I went to Barnes and Noble. So I actually don't really know a lot about this. I know it's like, I guess it's a big thing on TikTok, like book talk. And I've definitely heard of it, but like not enough to really know what it's about. Anyway, I know it's a series. It seems to be, like I said, zodiac theme, like inspired. And yeah, you can see here. So like this is the like zodiac, like these are the stars, and then they give a description of what each of them mean, and they seem to be like gods and goddesses to an extent, if I'm understanding that somewhat correctly, which is kind of cool. So yeah, it seems really interesting so far, and I kind of already read like the first paragraph of chapter 1, and I like already want to keep reading. Like I pulled it off my shelf to see if I wanted to read this tonight or keep reading Smoke and Scar or read Mile High, because I'm still finishing that up as kind of just a little background like fun book when I get the chance. And I was like, no, I want to start this. It's seeming really interesting. So yeah, we're just gonna dive in and see how much of this we can read. It's like, what time is it? It's like
9:37.
Yeah, it's like 9:40 right now. I usually try to like start going to bed around like 11ish. I haven't actually like done all my going to bed things, which is probably not smart to be like laying down to read when I haven't like brushed my teeth and all that kind of stuff, because it's gonna suck to have to get back up and do that, but it's okay. We're going to read a little bit. That'll keep me from like reading way later than I need to. So we're gonna read a little bit, and then I'm gonna get ready for bed. Yeah, and that's pretty much the rest of the night. I'll update you on how much I end up reading before I decide to call it. So that's it. Okay, you guys, I'm officially exhausted, so I'm going to bed. I got about this far into Heavenly Bodies, and I'm actually really liking it so far. I think the beginning is a little quick, in the sense that it's a lot of showing, or I'm sorry, a lot of telling and not like showing what's going on. But I think we really do pick up. I'm right at like chapter 9 is where I stopped, and chapter like 7 and 8 I think really are like getting to the point, which I like. So it's like very fast paced. I feel like we're only like 65 pages in, and I feel like we're already like, oh my god, in the thick of it. So I'm like, I have no idea what's gonna happen the rest of this, but so far I'm really enjoying it. Really nothing's happened that isn't on the back of the book so far, but I'm excited to kind of see where it keeps going. So today I read 65 pages of this, and I read 31 pages of Smoke and Scar. So that puts us at, what is that, 95 pages for the day. I did read a little bit of Mile High at work today. Maybe 10 pages. We might be at like around 100. But I was so distracted, like working. I don't remember exactly, but it was not very many. I don't even think it was like a chapter. So I'm not even going to count that. I'm just going to say today we're at 95 pages for the day, and I think that's successful. I'm very glad I was able to start this. I got through a couple of chapters of my book club book, which is what I usually try to do for book club, is just read a couple chapters here and there every day until I kind of reach my goal for the week. So I think I'm going to do that with this and Smoke and Scar. Luckily, these are different enough that I don't actually feel like they're conflicting, even though they're both fantasy. The only thing is that our main character in Smoke and Scar is Illyria, and our main character in Heavenly Bodies is Alara. So that's the only thing that's a little confusing, but aside from that, it's pretty straightforward. So I don't know if you can tell by looking at my face, but I am so sleepy. It is now almost 11, so I've been reading for about an hour and a half. Not quite, maybe like an hour or 15. So I am gonna go get ready for bed and call it a night, and I will see you guys tomorrow for more reading. Good evening, guys. I am back with you in my bed with my book. I am getting ready to kind of settle in for the night. It is about 10:20 Tuesday night, so I decided I think tonight I am going to keep reading Heavenly Bodies. I was enjoying it so much last night, and I flew through like a good chunk of it really quickly, so I'm excited to kind of dive back in and pick up where we left off. I did not read anything today. Even at work, I had a really busy work day, so I didn't get a chance to really pause and do much reading. And then whenever I got home from work, Trevor and I just did a bunch of home stuff. We like cooked, we did a little bit of meal prepping. So I also ended up helping my sister with her business that is launching this Friday. So when this video is out, it should be live and ready to go. It's actually a small baby boutique. Right now she's carrying, I believe, newborn to 24-month. I don't think she has that size in every size, that size in every outfit, but there is at least one outfit that goes from newborn and then one outfit that goes all the way up to 24-month, but the like average size is going to be between like 3 and 12-month while she kind of gets started. So I just want to give her a little shout out here because I was spending a lot of my evening working on that. And if you guys have babies or babies in your life, you should totally check it out. I think you would really like it. So that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and settle in for the night and do a little bit of reading. Like I said, it's kind of late. I don't imagine I'm gonna get to read as much as I did yesterday, but I'm hoping to make it through a good little chunk. I'll probably read for the next hour, so we'll see how much I'm able to get done, and I'll check back in right before I go to bed and kind of just give an update on how many pages we read today. But yeah, like I said, this is a realistic what I read in a week, so this is life, this is realistic. I'm just not getting in bed, just not picking up a book for the first time today. So I'm hoping, like I said, I can get through a good number of pages, but we'll just see what happens. So I'll check back in. Okay, you guys, I just finished up my chapters for the night. I am loving this book so far. The last chapter I read was chapter 15, and if you know, you know, that chapter is really good. I'm enjoying all of the relationships and the bonds that are happening, and I feel like there's like a little bit of a plot twist every couple of chapters. That's like pretty interesting, and I think this whole section we got a lot of good information about our characters. I do feel like this book is very fast paced in the sense of like, I'm so used to like Sarah J. Maas, where you kind of get a lot of nothing until you get a lot of everything. And this kind of feels like the opposite. Like we're getting a little bit of so many different things, like every other chapter. Like I can't believe I'm only 120 pages in, and we've already done everything we've done. So this is about how far. I read about the same amount of this book that I read last night. So last night I stopped on 64. Today I stopped on 120. So I read about 56 pages today. I would have loved to read more today, but you know, it just ended up being a busy day and I'm pretty tired, so I'm ready to go to sleep. So anyway, that is what I read Tuesday of Heavenly Bodies. So far, like I said, this book is really impressing me. I can definitely see why people like it, and I'm very excited to kind of see how this goes. And I know it's a series, so I'm really interested to look into more if the second one is already out or if when it's going to be out, those kinds of things. But I have a feeling that the yearning in this book is going to kill me already. So, and nothing's happened, and I already am like, oh, the yearning. So anyway, I love a good enemies to lovers. That's my vibe. So, and that's not a spoiler. That's literally on the back of the book. So anyway, okay, I'm gonna leave you there tonight and I will catch up with you guys tomorrow. Good evening, you guys. I am back in my bedroom. It probably looks like I have Marmalade. He's playing with the tripod. Probably looks like I have not moved since last night, and I wish I hadn't, but I have. So we're back here. I have my good old Kindle. We ended up moving book club from Friday to Thursday this week, which is totally fine, except for the fact that I have not started on this week's chapters. So I have to finish all the chapters between tonight and tomorrow night. Now, the good news is I do have pottery tomorrow afternoon, and I typically will listen to the audiobook for this while I'm at pottery. So that should give me a good 2 hours of listening time, which should be probably just about all the chapters. But I am going to go ahead and start reading a little bit tonight to get ahead, just in case maybe it's a little more than that. I can go ahead and make sure I just get all the chapters done. So I'm going to be reading Smoke and Scar tonight. It looks like, I'm trying to check where we left off. Chapter 30, yeah, so chapter 30, and then I'm pretty sure I need to go to like 59 or something like that. I honestly have no. Whoa, okay, I'm glad I checked because I was way off. I only need to go to 44, so that's only 14 chapters. So maybe even if I can just read like 4 to 5 tonight, then tomorrow I can do the rest at pottery. And I actually am going to take you guys with me for that, because even though I'm not going to be like physically reading, I'll be reading in here, and I just thought it would be kind of fun, maybe mix it up a little bit. I know all of these have been in my bedroom or my living room, which is a little bit boring, so I apologize for that. But again, we're just documenting real life, and this is where I read. So I am going to shut up and drill into this because it's already almost 11 now, given I do not have to work tomorrow, so I might stay up a little later and read a little later than I normally do. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I will give you an update on Heavenly Bodies. I have not read any more of this since last night. I'm not gonna lie, I am kind of addicted. I really just want to go back in and read this. I don't really want to read my book club book, not gonna lie. Or I guess my like in-person book club book. And then this is my online book club book. Sorry. Pretty sure I have one of my cats like hairs in my mouth. Ugh, gross, sorry. But this is heating up so fast, and where we left off last night kind of is like the start of something, and so I really don't want to pause. I really want to keep reading, but I'm thinking, I was talking to my friend Rachel about this today. She was like, just put it down for one night, read the book club book, and then I'll be caught up by book club tomorrow, and then I'll have all weekend to read Heavenly Bodies. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, even though I'm only doing this video through Friday, I'm not gonna include the weekend because I'm not gonna lie, I typically, if I'm reading on the weekend, I'm either like binge reading or I'm not reading at all. Like there's no in between for me on the weekends. But I usually am like out doing stuff a lot of the time, so typically by the evening I'm like tired and I just go to bed. So I'm gonna stop this on Friday, but like I can really see, like we've kind of gotten, I don't know, what would you call that? Like maybe a fourth of the way through. So I can really see me finishing this week, which would honestly be fantastic. I've done 2 reading sessions and got a fourth of the way through. So that would mean I had to do 6 more reading sessions for like an hour and I'd be done. So that's really not bad. So I can really see potentially, like I said, finishing this week, which I would love because I've been in such a huge slump. It's feeling really nice to kind of get out of it. I'm currently reading 3 books, Heavenly Bodies, Smoke and Scar, and Mile High, and I've just been like chipping away at all of them, but I really think I'm going to be able to finish all of them before the end of April, which will be great because that'll kind of get me back on track for having only finished 1 book in March. So I'm really hoping I can go ahead and knock these out. I know I'm going to be finishing Smoke and Scar in April because we'll finish that next week with book club. So I have a goal of finishing this one by the end of April for my online book club, and I DNF'd last month's online book club, so I'm really trying to be better about that this time. I'm committing to finishing this, and then the only one I'm like I don't know about is Mile High. It kind of just depends on when I finish these 2 and like the space I have between, but I am really enjoying Mile High, and my friend Madison actually read it at my recommendation even before I finished it, and she's already finished it. So I need to catch up. I need to catch up to her. So, and I'm going to start reading, and yeah, let's go read. Okay, you guys, I made it to page 290 from page 254, so that's 36 pages before I'm like literally falling asleep. That is, however, 3 chapters, so I only have 11 chapters to finish tomorrow, which is not terrible. I'm not like super mad at that. I think that's doable. So tomorrow is going to be a big reading day for us because I should have started reading earlier because I know myself and I'm sitting here like barely able to keep my eyes open. So I'm going to go ahead and just go to sleep, and tomorrow we'll catch up. Good night. Hello guys, and welcome back. I am just about to head out to go to Pottery where I will be listening to my audiobook, so I thought I'd just intro here because usually there's quite a few people in the studio, so I don't want to be like filming or like talking a lot. I definitely will be filming a little bit of my work while I'm listening to my audiobook in my kind of little throwing corner. But yeah, aside from that, I just wanted to say hello, happy Thursday, and yeah, I'm glad to be reading with you today. So let's get going. It's hot. I want to crank up this car. Hello friends and happy Friday. I am just enjoying some time outside. I have myself a little matcha and I am just enjoying this while doing a little bit of reading, so I thought I would jump on and say hello. I did not end up reading anymore last night after pottery and everything. I had book club and just did not end up reading anything extra. So I was gonna go ahead and update you now on the reading stats for last night. So let me check on that. Yeah, so last night I read from page 289, chapter 33 to 364. Oh my God. Yes, 364, which is 75 pages, I believe, somewhere in there. So that is how much we read last night. I will put it like up on the screen just in case my numbers are slightly wrong. But that's what we ended up reading yesterday. I was able to catch up for my book club, which was great. So yeah, now today I am back on my current obsession, which is heavenly bodies. So without further ado, I feel like I yap too much in these videos, so I am just gonna go ahead and start reading and enjoy this beautiful day and enjoy my beautifully green matcha and wait for Madison to get here. We're gonna do some hanging for the rest of the day, so I'm gonna read for a little bit until she gets here, and yeah, that will be my day. Guys, and welcome back to the last little segment of our video. It is now Saturday morning. I failed to update you last night. You know, Friday night, call me crazy. I was having fun with my friends. I was out. I was doing stuff. So anyway, I ended up reading yesterday, as you saw me outside, and then I did actually read a little bit last night before bed, all of which was in this book right here. This book right here. You guys, the yearning in this book, where we end up getting to, I read chapter 16 through 22. I stopped at 23. Let me tell you, I was kicking my feet giddy, especially in the last chapter. I actually wanted to read more, but it was just so, I'm reading the last line of chapter 22 right now, and you guys, if you have not picked up this book, do yourself a favor and go pick it up today. Go pick it up today and start reading it. It's so freaking good. Yeah, it's amazing. So anyway, back to what I was saying. I wanted to keep reading actually, but I was just so nervous that it was gonna like plot twist, something bad was gonna happen, a character was gonna like go through something. I don't know. We were in like a very warm and fuzzy spot, and I really liked that. I wanted to stay there, so I actually just put it down. I just put it down because I was like, you know what, I'm getting a little sleepy and I don't want to risk having to go to bed on a bad character note. So I just put it down. That's what I did. So anyway, I am here to give you our final updates of our realistic what I read in a week. So first of all, let's do Friday stats. Hopefully you'll be able to see them really clearly here. Otherwise, maybe I'll put them here somewhere else, as you've seen. So Friday we read 43 pages. So that was including my time reading outside and then my time reading last night. And that puts our total reading for the week. As a reminder, Monday was 95 pages. Tuesday was 56 pages. Wednesday was 36 pages. Thursday was 75 pages. And Friday was 43. So that makes Monday my top reading day. Hey buddy. Monday is my top reading day, which is kind of surprising. I think I was like really excited to kickstart this video and just you know, full speed ahead on Monday. But Thursday was my second best day. And that does make sense because that is a day I don't have to work and I'm usually listening to our book club audiobook. So I think that's pretty accurate. And then everything else feels pretty straightforward. I think my average is probably reading between 40 and 60 pages a day for the most part. So that brings our total for the week page read to 305 pages, which I think is pretty good. I think in a book like this, this being Heavenly Bodies, I'm gonna try to look at how many pages. 481. So I think for a book that's a little shorter, it's very doable to like finish a book in a week. Even just reading a very reasonable amount of pages every day. A book a little bit like this, a little bit longer, usually takes me about a week and a half, 2 weeks, especially if this is all I'm reading and I'm like splitting my reading time up. So I'm not surprised I got, let's see how far into this we are. Not quite halfway. But not far off. So I'm really definitely expecting to finish this book next week. I also am expecting to finish our my friend and I's book club book next week, which is Scar and Stone, or what is it called? I don't remember. Anyway, I'm expecting to finish that next week. And then I'm also hoping to finish Mile High next week. I'm actually only 30% through that, but it's a pretty easy read. So we'll just see what I manage to get done. But I think for coming out of a reading slump, going into April, planning to mood read, not really having any other plans other than that, I think we're doing pretty good with finishing out the month with hopefully 3 reads. That's going to be my goal. So yeah, we'll just see where we fall. But I so appreciate you coming along and being a part of this video. I actually really loved doing a realistic what I read in a week because I think it's a nice way to kind of do a low-key reading vlog. I feel like sometimes if I do just a full-on reading vlog, I feel really pressured to finish each book in the vlog and give you guys a number of books that I've read and finished, which maybe I'll try to do in May and just kind of film throughout the whole month and then just kind of document what I read and everything like that. Marmalade's having the time of his life over here trying to eat our plants, so ignore him. But yeah, I might do that maybe next month. But in general, I think this was a really fun video. So if you want to see something like this from me again, just let me know. And aside from that, please like, comment, subscribe, all of those good things. I really, really appreciate you guys being here. These videos have been so fun for me to make, and I'm looking forward to continue making them and continue just sharing time with you guys. I think it's really fun. I always love reading any comments that you guys leave, and you know, just learning a bit more about the book community that we're building here. So thank you so much. I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.